your name has been popping on Married to Medicine this season 2. You are all up in, to me, it looks like you were in between this, what may have started or budded between the crumbling of Mariah and Quad. So I'm like, I just keep hearing Reco's name. So what's going on? Like with, let me hear your perspective on what kind of, your take on what happened and why you're involved in it. And
you want a long story or short story? Like how you
in between, in the middle. Give me in the middle.
Okay, first.
Hold on, before you go into that, how can you kind of explain to me what your friendship is like or was like between Mariah and Quad, because you knew them before the show?
Me and Mariah, well, I call her Keisha.
Keisha, okay.
Mariah, like that's just a joke we all say. Mariah, like that's something new. I call her Keisha, and it's hard. Like when I'm talking to her, especially when we get in a heated conversation, it's Keisha. I met Keisha back when I was in the 9th grade.
Are you really gonna call her Keisha this whole time? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it's no shade. I met Keisha back in the 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
We was both in a band, and we was joined at the hip. We won dancing competitions, and we had so much fun together. And you could not talk about Keisha to Reco. You could not talk about Reco to Keisha because we was just
that tight.
Okay. And actually, my dad and her mom was best friends in high school as well. Okay. And we didn't find out until a PTA meeting because my dad said, "Sweet potato pie?" And she was like, "Red?" And we was like, "Oh my God." We was just both embarrassed. And come to find out that they knew each other, and we was just like, wow, that's kind of crazy how tight we are, and our parents was tight. And we went off to college, and regardless of how many ever years that we was away from each other, when we saw each other, it was like high school again. It was like we just saw each other yesterday.
Right.
And that's the kind of like our paths of our relationship. Okay. That was my girl.
Okay.
And even before the show, like if I needed to borrow anything, any money, anything, she was right there. Her husband, if I needed a prescription or anything, boom, don't go to the doctor. I mean, that's the benefits of having doctor friends or friends in high positions. I mean, we really took care of each other.
Okay.
I love that girl like a sister.
So how did you get involved in this conflict between her and Quad?
Well, to be honest, I really think that Keisha wanted to point the finger and blame someone. Okay. And it was just one day I woke up. I have an online magazine called HOC Magazine, and when I did the first issue, it was a love and hip hop issue. And luckily, in my position, I have a lot of photographers that will do things pro bono, a lot of makeup artists. So, photographer came to town, Will Sterling, and we were supposed to shoot Arian Davis, and Arian had to cancel like the last minute. She said, "Reco, I have to go to New York, et cetera, et cetera." And so I told Will, he was like, "Well, can we shoot somebody? I'm here, I got all this equipment." I was like, "Well, let me call my girl Keisha from Married to Medicine, and maybe she can shoot." She said, "Well, Reco, I'm booked with Control Magazine." And I said, "Well, damn, are you talking about with Alan Cooley?" And she was just like, yeah. I was like, "I know them too much. I don't too much food with them." You know how you talk to your girlfriend? "I don't too much food with them." Yada yada yada. It was just the way we talk to each other. And I was just like, "Well, I got to shoot somebody." And first she asked, "Was this for the cover?" I said, "No, it's just for random pictures." I said, "I don't know what these pictures are, but I just need to shoot somebody just to fill up this time slot." I said, "Well, you got Quad number?" She said, "Yeah." So when I got off the phone, I text her, "What's Quad number?" And she says, "How dare you shoot somebody in my cast before you shoot me? I supposed to be your friend. I supposed to be first." And I'm like, this girl is just tripped on me. Like, and I picked up the phone and called her. I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Well, how did you feel if I wore this designer?" And I said, "This business, girl, you wear that designer. Like, I mean, you wore shit on the show that's not me. So, like, who cares? It is what it is. I have to fill this slot." And it's not I said, "I don't know if this is going to be for the cover. I'm going to eventually shoot all of your girls, just like I did the Love and Hip Hop girls. But I just need somebody to fill this slot." So that right there kind of sparked the whole craziness. And even going back, at the end of the day, I love my friend to death, but I could not be on her team and wave the flag when you're doing wrong. Okay. And when the first season, she asked me, "Well, what do you think about the show?" And I said, "I'm gonna be honest, they're gonna love Quad." And Quad was just that girl that I knew most of America would be able to relate to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she may not be so refined and so polished
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. You know, people can say, oh, she's from the ghetto, but Quad is not from the ghetto. And actually, to be honest, I've been knowing Quad longer than Mariah has.
Okay.
They were closer,
Right.
but I've been knowing Quad since college.
Okay.
And I think they met maybe about 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
You know, and I started school, I went to TSU, 98 to 2002.
Okay.
So it's just been like, I think she wanted to point the finger
Okay.
at somebody, and I was that person. I became that messy queen and that messy guy. And that's when I was like, whoa, you know.
Do you feel responsible at all for the tension, or I guess the breakup of Quad and Mariah?
No, I don't feel responsible at all. Literally, if you go back, Mariah has told on herself several times, even the STK incident, I was there.
Okay.
And no one's mad at Mariah for all the antics that she's pulling. We just want you to own up to your bullshit.
Did Quad throw Mariah's purse?
No, actually, she did.
Okay. And did Mariah hit Quad on the back, or?
Well, okay, let me tell you.
Because I'm trying to think of what the conflicting versions are.
Let me tell you, I left before that.
Okay.
But when I got there, Mariah was sitting down. You know, and it's hard for me to say Mariah can't even get the shit out. Keisha was sitting down, and she was drunk.
Okay.
We went to hash out, because there was a whole bunch of he say, she say. And to really be honest, the real words that Mariah said, and it's really gonna blow your mind, she said, I made that bitch famous.
Okay.
It wasn't that I made you relevant. So my thing was,
Who did she say that
she
to?
said this to Funky Neva.
And you were you there?
No, and she said it to me just having a good girlfriend conversation.
Okay.
So when Quad sat on that panel at the reunion show, Quad sat there with she was just so poised, and she knew that Mariah had put all this stuff out there about her. She even put the stuff out there about Quad dating a drug dealer to me. And when Toya said it, I've already said something to Quad about it. And Quad just act like nothing, because she was so loyal to Mariah. Seeing what Mariah, her thing was for a reality show, she wanted some drama and some mess. But I'm like, girl, you got 6 or 7 women.
Okay.
Y'all gonna have drama. So she was planting little seeds.
Okay.
And even like the situation with her daughter, she already told one of my clients about it. So, but you're gonna attack Toya and you're gonna fight Toya? That's stupid.
Okay.
So she planted a lot of seeds, and they're coming to they're backfiring on her right now. So that's really the main.
What ended your friendship, I guess, with
pretty much when she started calling me the messy queen and started all this shit. I'm very in touch with my sexuality, but I'm not a fucking messy queen. You know, I'm not thirsty to be on camera. I get paid to be on camera.
Okay.
You know, and so that's when it came down to that. And I simply told Quad, I said, look, to be honest, Mariah did say that.
Okay.
Because Quad was up there crying. She was like, why is this girl talking about me? Why is she spreading all this stuff around town, et cetera, et cetera. I was like, I'm going to be really, really honest. I heard it from myself, from her mouth. And then at that time, Quad was a lot better, because she was steady trying to research and find out why she's saying this and why she go to Funky Neva, because Funky Neva didn't know Mariah at all. I introduced them together. And that first day when they met, they had drinks. And he called me and said, Mariah is jealous of Quad at the end of the day.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about with that situation before I let you go?
I mean, it gets really deep. If they continue watching the show, it gets really, really, like, I almost went to jail. This brought to
I did hear that you almost went to jail.
Yeah, I almost went to jail.
Okay. I'm not trying to laugh at that, but I did hear that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And it became, she went to court crying and trying to lie. The judge looked at me and looked at her and was like, y'all been knowing each other for 20 years. Girl, you don't have no case. So just stay tuned, keep watching, and at the end of the day, nobody wants to deal with her, and you're gonna see, and all her lies are gonna be put on the table.
Any advice for budding designers that want to be the next Reco Chapple?
No, how we gonna come from that to this? No, no, just work hard. Like, you never stop. You can never stop hustling. You got to keep doing your thing. And I was just talking to a friend the other day that she wanted to take a break. No, you don't take a break from this. This is what I do for a living.
She's a designer. She wants to take a break? Okay.
She wants to take a break and do something else. And I'm like, people going to forget about you, and you're going to have to start rebranding yourself all over again. So just stay true to yourself, true to your design aesthetic. You know, I get a lot of flack from doing certain things. But at the end of the day, it's about making money, putting money in the bank. I'm living nice, so I'm good.
Okay. Well, you can take me to dinner.
Okay, yeah.
All right. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Ugh. All right.